All right. Obiageli, please, can you say something to me? Let me know if you're on this call, or you drop a message if you cannot speak. All right. So I assume Obegeli's network is bad. I'm going to take her out of the class and she will rejoin and hopefully we'll hear her when she comes back. So let's go on. Let me take her out of the class. She's not responding. If she has a stable network, I believe she'll join back. Not from the call. All right. Okay, everybody. Welcome everyone to this class. So today we will start with basic statistics and then we'll go on to data storytelling. The way we usually have the class before now, usually very engaging and super interactive. So depending on the energy I get from you guys, we might go that route, or it's just going to be a one-way conversation kind of thing. Eganjaya just joined the call. Hi, Eganjaya, how are you? Welcome to class. I would, I would, Eganjaya, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Right, good evening to you. Welcome to class. I'm going to pardon you
Thank
for
you.
because I know you're writing exam. I was even surprised to see John early because John is also writing exam. All right, so Eganjaya, we have actually done some catching up before you joined. Akin is on the call. Akin's name may not sound familiar to you because he's in a different cohort. Adeyemi, Tony also on the call. Others will join as we progress. So before you join, I was saying that we're going to talk about, we'll start with basic statistics and then we will move on to data storytelling. Now, I'll start by stating the importance or the reason why Datafired as an academy has decided to include these two courses or short courses to our data analytics training. And it's very simple. For basic statistics, we have included it into the training that we do at Data Technologies because statistics is a science of data. So as a data analyst, it is important that you also understand some statistical concepts. Who did I just see just now? This is miracle. Mr. Joel joined this call. Wow. I guess he's offshore today. Hi, can you say hello to us, Mr. Joel, before we go ahead? It's good to see you today. Your mic is muted, we can't hear you.
How are you, sir?
Very well. You look younger, sir.
I'm in Bonny Island.
Oh, but I see. You look younger. You've been eating this Nigerian money, only you.
Ghana work for government too. As they fight this war, now they put us for front too. Now for government they gather money, for now they gather money. Not be yours.
I see.
Well done, sir.
It's been a while we see you. Hope everything is going well.
No, everything is fine. Everything is fine. I just told her the admin, I told her when next we'll start under class, I'll have to just start this program all over again.
Hopefully you need more settled by then.
Yeah, no, at least now I am settled. I'm sure now I'm settled down.
Awesome.
Most of my terminals I have time, unlike the that of brass. Yes, awesome. I have time. Yes,
awesome. That's fine.
All right. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Enjoy your class.
No problem. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. So we had to do that catching up. Mr. Joel also, of course, he's part of one of our students, but he works on shop, so he's always on the move. Most times his network does not allow him to be focused in the class. I just have to say that to explain why the special greeting. So yeah, I was saying that it's important as a data analyst to have some basic information and basic knowledge of data or statistics, I need to say, because data as it were, or data analytics may not be so clear or may not exist without statistics as a course, and we'll see that very shortly. I hope to complete this first part of this lecture in the next 1 hour by 6 o'clock. So welcome to the wonderful world of statistics that we will be looking into. Statistics in my own way, or before we go into definition, let me quickly run us through the objectives I have for us today. Today we'll start by looking at the definition of terms, two terms, very important terms, statistics and data. Then we'll go into the definition of the concepts of the mean, median, and mode. And we'll compare and contrast qualitative data with quantitative data, as well as we'll touch at a top surface the Pearson product correlation coefficient. And I'm going to give some key points on interpreting that value or that quantity. All right. Now let's start by looking at what the word statistics is all about. Statistics are with the big S. Right here I have statistics with a small s. They are two different things. Statistics with a big S is the course of study that focuses on the study of data, science of data. It has to do with the processes involved in the collection, analyzing, interpreting of data. So I just gave those three basic core keywords. There's a collection, there is gathering. Collection and gathering is the same thing. There is arranging, there is interpreting, there is visualization, and discussing your results. So, but to keep it very simple, I love to define statistics as the science of data. Statistics is the science of data. So everything that statisticians do, if you hear anyone called statistician, what they do is basically data. So a data analyst who is not statistical inclined, at least to a descriptive level, is yet to get started, because what you're learning is just the art of data. You have not learned about the science of data. So this course will awake your interest, or it will point you to a direction to know that there are more to these things than what you've learned. Now back to the word statistics with a small s. Remember I said there are two different things. Statistics with a big S. That means when I say big S, I mean the statistics that is spelled the first letter with the capital S. That is the course of study that focuses on the science of data. But statistics with the small s is actually an output or a value you get when you estimate or when you perform calculation on sample data. I will say that again. Statistics with capital S is the science of data, while statistics with the small s are values. We'll talk more about this. But let me just go ahead and give you the definition of statistics with capital S. Statistics as a course of study. So in my slide, I said there's a branch of mathematics that deals with collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data. It helps us in the gathering of information, understanding of different patterns, and making inferences about the world around us. All the keywords that are mentioned here, if you have been paying attention to your training right from the onset, the beginning, the very first course we took in Data 5, which is about the introduction to data analytics up to this moment, you will find out that these keywords that are mentioned in the definition are the core processes that you have been learning and implementing in your data analytics journey. True of us, if you agree with me, give me thumbs up. You've learned so far how to collect data. You've learned how to analyze data. You've learned how to interpret the analysis you performed, as well as presentation of data from the beginning up to this moment. So you see that what you've been basically doing is statistics. Do you understand? What you've been basically doing is statistics. But right now, we're doing it from the angle of data, because when you say statistics, statistics is broader, it is bigger. It has more of sciences and statistical models, which we do not touch. And that is the reason why we prefer to call it data analytics, and in fact, descriptive data analytics. Data, on the other hand, refers to any facts or figures that are collated with the intention of being presented, interpreted, and analyzed. By now, anybody who has passed through Data 5 should be able to confidently and convincingly explain what data is to a layman. If I should call anyone to unmute their mic now and tell me, explain to a layman what data is, I believe everybody on this course should be able to do that. If you can't, if you still stammer when I call you to tell me about data, then you should ask yourself, am I sure I have gotten value for the money I paid to learn data analytics? The money is even secondary. Primarily, am I sure that I have gotten value for the time I have invested in learning this skill? Because data is raw fact. Any fact or figure that you collect. Name of person is data. The age of person is data. The address of someone is data. The number of people on this call is data. The amount you spend when you go to market is data. The number of cars that travels through a particular route is data. So those are data. And I believe everybody on this call should understand when we say data, you know what we're talking about. And then you will not be like those persons that when we call them to say, oh, we saw that you have interest in learning data analytics, and they're asking us, are you selling MTN data or Glo? So I believe there's nobody like that on this call. You know, they're asking the person, do you have MTN or Airtel? So you know what data is all about. And like I said earlier, statistics is the science of data. So I was talking about statistics with small s and the one with capital S. Before I go into quantitative and qualitative, let me lay some emphasis on it because I think you should know. Most times when you're performing analysis, you will not be analyzing the entire data that you have access to. Now, in the business world, for organizations and companies, they generate data on a daily basis, in fact, on a nanosecond basis. Think of telecommunication companies like MTN, for instance. Can you imagine the massive terabytes or zettabytes of data, billions of zettabytes of data that they gather on a nanosecond basis? I'm not talking about daily basis. Now, if you want to analyze such data, it does not make so much sense to say you collect all this data and then begin to process them. It won't make so much sense to do that. So most times they are always focused on a fraction of that data set. A fraction. You extract that fraction, you perform your analysis for the fraction, you give your interpretation or your results for that fraction. The answer you get, the value you get by analyzing a fraction of data, the value is called statistics or statistic. If it is one, statistic with a small s, it starts with small s, statistic with a small s. So in a nutshell, what I'm saying is that when you analyze samples, so that fraction is called a sample. A sample is a representative part of a population. The entire data set that is being gathered is called the population, while a fraction you take out of the entire data set to analyze is called a sample. So the output you get from analyzing a sample, for instance, sample mean, sample variance, sample standard deviation, sample mode, sample whatever it is, that is called statistic. If you understand my explanation, please give me thumbs up. That is called statistic. But if it is possible for you to analyze the entire population, right? You do that analysis. The results, the value you get upon analyzing the entire population is called parameter. Parameter. Then the value you get when you analyze a sample is called statistic. But most times in practice, it is practically impossible to analyze the entire population. So most times we do what is called parameter estimation using statistics. So as data analyst, you should learn how to estimate the population parameter. What do I mean by estimating? It means you do not know the exact value of the mean age or the average age of people that live in Abuja. You can't tell, but you can estimate that value. So for you to estimate the value, you only collect sample of the people that stay in Abuja, calculate their average. Now, if the sample is collected in the right way, what we're saying statistically is that the average age of that sample would be approximately equal to the average age of the entire people that live in Abuja. So that average age of sample you've done is called the statistic, while the average age of the entire population is called the parameter. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, but it's good you know all these concepts as data analysts, and you can do further investigation, further studies to learn more about it. So if you want to learn, go deeper in statistics, of course, you know what to do. Join our advanced class. Let's move on. Now, data may be qualitative or quantitative. We've said this at the beginning of the course when we're learning about the introduction to data analytics. Let us use this one as a refresher to remind ourselves the difference between qualitative and quantitative data. These are the two broader or high-level category of data. It falls under these two. When we say qualitative, this is data that describes the characteristics of qualities or qualities of an object. Qualitative tells you the quality. Then it is usually, or they usually deal with language, text kind of data. Most times, data that are textual are qualitative. I am not telling you that every time qualitative data has to be textual. No. There are some numeric qualitative data. We're going to look at that. We'll see that very soon. Then when we talk about quantitative data, it's data that quantifies things. It tells you how much, what is the quantity, how many. So anything that gives you the quantity of an item is said to be a quantitative data. They usually deal with numbers. Again, I am not by any means saying that all numeric data are quantitative. No, there are some numeric data that are not quantitative. Do you follow? So these are the two top level of classification of data, qualitative or quantitative. Now, to go deeper into it, qualitative data is descriptive. It includes things like color, texture, and taste, while quantitative data is numerical. It includes things like height, rate, and speed. Let me still draw your attention to this fact that I said quantitative data is numerical. I am not by any means saying that all numerical data are quantitative. So it is not a converse kind of communication. It is one-sided. Quantitative data is numerical. Is not the same thing as saying all numerical data are quantitative. Am I communicating? Please, if I'm communicating, I'd like to see reactions from you guys. Good. So quantitative data are numerical. Now, let's do a quick check to test our understanding of what I just explained. So I have 5 questions here. I would like us to talk about this lady on my camera or on my screen, and I'll call each and every one of you to give me an answer to this. So identify each of the following pieces of data about the girl pictured to the right as either qualitative or quantitative with reasons. So you're going to give me reason. Now, let me start with Eganjaya because she's the first on my screen. When you say the lady is wearing red pants, is red pants a qualitative data or quantitative with reason, Eganjaya?
So just come again.
Red pants, according to the description of the lady on my screen, would you consider that data, red pants is the data actually, would you consider the data to be qualitative or quantitative, and why?
Red counts.
Red pants, number one, red pants. This guy, red pants, is it qualitative or quantitative?
Quantitative.
Why? I see that you are on
Because it
Go ahead.
because it measures numeric values.
Red pants. So how many, what is the measure of red pants?
Uh,
What is the measure?
um,
What is the numeric value for red pants?
I think it's actually qualitative.
Why? Gajaya has not been following my class. So with all this my demonstration and explanation. Hey, I saw you the other time that you're on transit. Have you arrived at destination?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's why you're not able to answer. Okay, thank you for attending. Mr. Casey, you joined the class today. Wow. We are going to kill goats today. We are seeing some strange faces. We'll kill goats today. Mr. Casey, what's happening? But today is not Easter. Easter has passed. Let's hear your voice. What is going on? Talk to me, please. I can see that your mic is unmuted, but I can't hear you. Mr. Casey. I think Mr. Casey has issue with his mic. Let's continue. So I'm happy to see you on the call, actually. Aki. Okay, Mr. Casey, you're saying something, but we can't hear you. Aki, hold on.
Okay, sir.
Your mic is not, it's like you're having issue with your mic. You may have to maybe check it out, or maybe it's your headphone. If your headphone or something. I see that you're headphone. Try without the headphone. Okay, Aki. So you want to try? Red pants, would you consider it qualitative? Why?
It is qualitative, sir,
So why?
because it's not giving us any numerical value.
And
So,
it's what?
so it's red pants. It's giving us information about the color.
Color. Beautiful. Please let's give Aki a round of applause. Again, did you hear that? So it's actually
Yes, sir.
So it's describing something. That's why it is qualitative. It tells you the quality of something. So it doesn't tell you the numeric value of that stuff. So red pants is qualitative data. All right. The next person is John. John, what would you consider red? Sorry, short hair. Oh, Mr. Casey, you can see.
But can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I said
Good.
we are happy to see you on the call today.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Welcome to class. Yeah. John, short hair. So would that be qualitative or quantitative?
Sir, it's a qualitative data.
Why?
Sir, it's a nominal data because there's no numeric value to short or high there.
Okay.
So it's a description that we're describing we're describing her hair. They just say short hair. So it's a qualitative data, sir.
Beautiful. That's correct. So that's absolutely correct. Next, I'll go to Obiageli. You're back to class. Can you unmute your mic and talk to us now? The other time I was trying to get attention, but you didn't unmute your mic.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. So what happened the first time I was trying to get your attention? What happened?
I didn't know that it had connected. It was
No,
still
I was
showing.
gonna take you out of the class because you were not responding. Was that your network or what?
Connecting on my end. It didn't even show me that I was already.
Oh, that must be a network. All right. So Obiageli, I want you to answer the next question. 5 feet, 4 inches tall. Is that qualitative or quantitative? It's a
Quantitative.
quantitative.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it has a numerical values. If it was supposed to be qualitative, we would have just had, let's say, something like short, tall. But since it has like 5 feet 4 inches, it is quantitative.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's give her a round of applause. That's actually correct, very correct. Then Favor, you answer this question in the chat. 17 years old. Would you consider that to be qualitative or quantitative? 17 years old. So while you are answering that on the chat, I'll move on to Mr. Casey. Outgoing. Okay, she said it is quantitative. 17 years old, quantitative. So
Hello?
I'm going, yes,
Okay.
that's correct. So I'm not going to ask you what to give me, except she has the bandwidth to type the reason. It's fine. Otherwise, she's correct. So Mr. Casey, please go ahead. Outgoing personality. Is that qualitative
Yes,
or
it's qualitative.
quantitative? Why?
Yes, because it's like a descriptive type of
Person that she is. That's correct.
yes.
That's very correct. Well done. All right, well done to all of you. I believe you now understand the difference between qualitative and quantitative data. And whenever you're told to group your data in these two categories, you can do that. And do not forget that we've spoken about this earlier during the introduction to data analytics, that quantitative data, they have two types. It's either nominal or ordinal. And quantitative data are also of two types, either continuous or discrete. Oh, so you can go back to that video or to the lecture to learn more about those. Okay, so these are the answers as you all have correctly answered. Next, let's look at statistical analysis. So statistical analysis is a specific method for analyzing quantitative research data. Quantitative research data. So whenever you hear someone say they are performing statistical analysis, they are actually running what is known as quantitative research data. Now, even if the data is qualitative, you cannot run statistical analysis for qualitative data using statistical tools like what's it called? Like SPSS, like Excel, and the likes of them. Whenever you want to perform any form of analysis, you must code. And that is the reason why, even if it comes in form of qualitative data, it can be coded. You can code it into numbers, numeric, because those machines or those tools will not accept text. They only accept numeric values for analysis. In statistics, it is important to find the mean, median, and mode. So the statistical analysis we're looking at, we want to focus our attention on these measures. They are called measures of location or measures of central tendency. It's either you call them measures of location or you call them measures of central tendency. Madam Priscilla just joined the class. Very, 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 very late. I don't know if she gave Josie a reason for coming late, but that's very, very late, Madam Priscilla. Welcome to class. We see you. So again, I want us to focus only on measures of central tendency. And these measures are three of them: the mean, which also means average, the median, and the mode. These three measures, they are approximately equal for normally distributed data. In fact, for standard normal data. If your data is normally distributed, you would notice that the mean, median, and mode will be approximately equal. Do you know what I mean by having a normal distributed data? If you do, give me thumbs up. Because by now I expect to hear something like raising of hands to say, so what do you mean by normally distributed? But no hand came up. So I want to assume that you all understand. When I say your data is normally distributed, do you all understand? Okay, beautiful. So everybody understands. Let me ask, Obegeli, what do you understand by a data set being normally distributed? I can't hear you if you're speaking because your mic is muted. Obegeli, you don't come again. Oh. Unmute your mic and talk to me. Hello, can anyone hear me at all? Okay, I will take Obegeli off the class again since she can't hear me. It could be her network. She will join back when she can hear me. Obegeli, I'm taking you off the class. So let me go to the next person. Maybe when she comes back, she will respond to my question. John, what do you understand by having normally distributed data set?
Yeah. So it means like the data set is complete, like all the values, because normally a data set can come like with different types of data, like numerical, text. So if they say a data set is normally distributed, it means that all the values are well arranged or well imported. So like when you are aggregating your data, whether you're looking for the median or the mean, like automatically the column that you're referencing from, the data is already there to give you the value that you need or the result that you're looking for.
Beautiful. Thank you for the explanation. Let me go to the next person. Akin, what do you understand by having a normally distributed data set?
Yes, sir. When we're talking about the normally distributed data, for example, maybe the data is being arranged in a normal chronological order. Let's take for instance 1 to 10. So maybe we arranged it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So
Yeah.
for us to find the mode, the median, we're likely to get the same value because of the what arrangement. So that's what we mean by normally distributed data. We arrange the data normally, like following the order. So it's be giving us same or let me say almost the same answer.
All right, beautiful. Thank you. Let me go to Eganjaya. Eganjaya, what do you understand by having a normally distributed data set?
By normally distributed data sets is basically a set of data that follows like normal distribution, like a normal pattern of distribution,
What's normal?
so
What's normal distribution?
like a pattern
What's the pattern? How
where
does
it's like laid out in for example the
okay?
center.
Thank you for answering. I appreciate. Thank you everybody for answering. But Eganjaya is a person that got the answer correctly. So the rest of you are trying to answer it from English point of view because you hear the word normal. So you see the data is normal. No. So normal distribution is a statistical distribution. There are different types of distribution in statistics. We have the normal distribution, the Poisson distribution, hypergeometric distribution, and the likes of them. So this is what a normally distributed data looks like. When you draw the histogram of a normally distributed data set, this is what they look like. Can you also see my picture? This picture here. This is a normally distributed data set where somebody is giving me thumbs up. I cannot see my screen. Can't you see my screen?
Yes, sir. I can't
And then,
see.
is another person having the same issue that Eganjaya is having? Akin, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I can see it. I can see it.
On my screen. Akin, what can
Okay,
you see?
maybe my network is bad.
I can see a chart. A chart of example of normal distribution. We have a start score and the frequency.
Good. So this is
Ranging from
example.
700 to 16.
So whenever you hear the word normally distributed, it means that when you plot the graph of the categories in your data set against frequency, so the categories here are SAT score. The frequency is on the y-axis. When you plot it, it's going to be normally distributed, which means at the tail end, you expect fewer numbers. And when you're going towards the right, it's supposed to be increasing like this. Then it increases to the peak at the middle of the data. Then it starts dropping again till it gets to the tail end to the right. So when you hear academics or academia saying that the examination score of the students is normally distributed, this is how a standard exam should look like. Or I mean the score for any exam that is administered to students. If you get the exam score and you plot the frequency distribution of that score, and it doesn't give you this curve, this bell-shaped curve, it means that there is something wrong with the exam. So what do we mean? So it means a few students should fail the exam. Very few students should be at a excellent level. Then the higher number of students should be at the middle, around average. Am I communicating? That is what we mean by normal curve or normal distribution. So for any standard normal distributed data, the mean, median, and mode are always equal. So I just have to digress a little bit so to clear the part of what you guys were, the way you're defining the normal distribution. So this is what normal distribution is. Normally distributed data set, or the Gaussian distribution, is a symmetric bell-shaped probability distribution where data points cluster around the mean. Did you see that? So key features include the equal, if I see it here, what I just said, key features include equal mean, median, and mode. So the mean, median, and mode of a normally distributed data set are all equal. As a data analyst, you should understand what these terms are. Am I making sense? I'm not going deep into this. There are more into normal distribution and rest, but we won't be going there deep into them in this at this level of the statistics you're learning. If you want to learn how to evaluate normal distribution, how to calculate, how to look at the properties of normal distribution and the likes of them, and doing them programmatically using Python, then you should consider going for the advanced class. There are more to this, so this is just top surface level of introduction. So this mean, median, and mode, especially the mean and median, you are going to use them. You find yourself using these quantities on a daily basis as a data analyst, even when you start working. You make some decisions based on business decisions using these quantities. For the mean, in a nutshell, the mean represents the average of a data set. The median is the middle value in a data set when you arrange the data in ascending or descending order, while the mode is the most common in a set of data, that is the data with the highest frequency. Now, again, how does it affect you as a data analyst? It affects you in a way that you are able to identify what type of data will have a mean or an average. So it is only numerical data that can calculate the average for. You can't calculate the average for a qualitative data. You can only calculate the median of numeric data as well. You can calculate the median of qualitative data, but you can calculate the mode of both qualitative and numerical. Now, as you're performing your analysis, part of the things you find yourself doing as a data analyst is cleaning your data set, right? And to clean your data set, one of the requirements or one of the steps you need to take in preparing your data is to fill up missing values. Now, in filling up missing values, you can use any of these descriptive statistics to fill up your missing values, either the mean, median, or mode. For numerical data, you use the mean and median to fill up missing values, while for non-numeric data, which is categorical data, use the mode to fill up missing values in your data preparation phase. But before we go into all of those, let's talk about the numeric representation of these quantities. For the height, for example, you can calculate the height of these 4 boys here, given the numbers, Luke, Mike, Ian, and Connor. So these numbers, just go ahead and add the height, divide by the number of boys you have there. And when you do this, it will give you the mean or the average, the sum of observations over total number of observations, which is equal to 180.25 when you do the math. So already, we are not interested in teaching you the formula because as a data analyst, you're not going to be doing this manually. You're going to do this using computer or using the tools you have in different software you'll be working with. However, there are a few times that you may need to calculate the average by yourself, because if you use the formula that's already provided by the tool, be it Google Sheets, Excel, Power BI, Python, or whatever tool, it will just follow the standard rule. But your average might be contextual. You might want to calculate the average based on a particular context. So which means you have to do the implementation yourself. And for you to do that implementation yourself, you have to understand that the average formula is sum of observations over total observations, or total number of observations. Moving forward to the formula for mode. Don't be scared about this formula. This is the mode for a grouped data set. L plus H times Fm minus F1 all over Fm minus F1 plus Fm minus F2. So what are these different parameters? What do they mean? L here stands for the lower limit of the modal class. H stands for the size of the interval. FM, the frequency of the modal class, frequency before and frequency after the modal class for F1 and F2, respectively. Again, we are not saying you should cram this formula, but it's good you know the formula because most projects or data sets you'll be working with might require you to calculate the mode of a given data set. But thankfully, there are formulas that can help you do that. But again, if you're trying to be contextual about your analysis, you need to put this into perspective or into context in calculating the mode of some given data set. So it's important to know the formula. And then we have you can calculate the mode of this height of boys. The mode is just 178 divided by 2 because that appears twice. Now for median, you can either calculate the median of odd number of data sets or even number. So for the odd number, simply add n plus 1 over 2. N here stands for how many data points you have if it's odd number. But if it's even number, to get the middle number or the middle data, you do n over 2 plus n over 2 plus 1, 10 divided by 2. So don't forget that n stands for the number of observations, all right? So this is not the formula to calculate the median. Again, to do that using computer is very easy because there are always already predefined formula to evaluate all of those. And to calculate the median of this data set, just go ahead and add the two middle values and divide it by 2. That gives 178. Okay, so the easy way to remember these three concepts you've described: the mean is the average, the median is the middle, the mode is the one that shows up the most. So these are the three easy ways to remember these three measures of central tendencies. And before we wrap up this first part of the class, let me quickly introduce us to the concept of correlation. Correlation is a concept that measures the relationship between two quantities, right? There are two types of correlations. We have the Pearson correlation coefficient. We have the Spearman-Rank correlation coefficient. The Pearson correlation coefficient happens to take care of continuous data, while the Spearman-Rank correlation coefficient happens to take care of kind of position-based or rank-based data. We're trying to look at the relationship between the position of students in a particular exam grade and maybe the number of time they spend in studying. Use the Spearman-Rank correlation coefficient for that. But if you're looking at two quantities, two continuous quantities, you're trying to say demand and supply. Is there a relationship between demand and supply? So demand and supply will come in form of continuous data sets. Use the Pearson correlation coefficient to evaluate that. My focus is not to show you the formula, even though I have the formula to show us here. But this is not my focus, right? I'm not interested in explaining this formula because I know that you have tools to calculate the correlation coefficients using programming software. My focus is more on this interpreting the result. So the correlation coefficient of a value of any quantity ranges from -1 to +1. It ranges from -1 to +1. Where +1 indicates a perfect positive linear relationship. One of the assumptions for applying or computing correlation coefficient of two quantities is that they are linear, which means when you do a scatter plot of that data set, it's going to show you linear path. It's not going to be curve, concave up or concave down. It has to be linear. So if it's not linear, then calculating the correlation coefficient between those two quantities will not make sense. So it has to be linear. So you can see that's why I have it in the definition. I said R equals 1 indicates so the R there is what represents the correlation coefficient. So it indicates a perfect positive linear relationship, which means that as one variable increases, the other also increases proportionally. Now, note this. Sometimes you might be required to perform an analysis to study the relationship between two quantities, like the example I gave, demand and supply. Okay. Now, if demand increases, will supply also increase quantity demanded for or supply? So if you plot the values, of course, demand and supply will come in terms of values. When you plot those two things using scatter plots, either Power BI, Google Sheet, whatever tool you use it to plot it, when you see that the points, the different points on the scatter plots go this way, from bottom left to top right, it means that as demand increases, supply also increases. I'm just using this as examples, right? So it means that as quantity A increases, quantity B also increases proportionally. And the number that tells us that, so when you see R equals 1, that is a perfect. It means that you can easily estimate or project the other quantity given the first one. That can be done easily. And what it tells you is that you can actually carve out a regression analysis or a regression equation that can help you do your prediction very easily for those two quantities. But when R is equal to -1, it indicates a perfect negative relationship. What it means is, as one quantity is increasing, the other quantity is decreasing. When you have a -1 value for your correlation coefficient, as one value increases, the second value decreases proportionally. Then when R is 0, it means there is no linear relationship between the variables, which means one variable does not affect the other one in any way. And how do you know that? On this line, you see a vertical line like this, or a horizontal line, I need to say. When you plot the graph of the two variables and it gives you a horizontal line, that means that there is no single relationship between both lines. So these are ways to represent or to interpret correlation coefficients, but we're not going into the calculation of correlation coefficient at this level. We're going to be doing that at our advanced class when you come back. Thank you very much for this, for paying attention to this top level summary of our descriptive statistics and correlation coefficients. There are questions. I'd like to take those questions before we go to data storytelling. There are questions. Please bring up the questions now before we talk about data storytelling, in addition to what you have already watched on the classroom. Are there questions? All right, this is good, very good. So which means that I have done a great job. So in the absence of questions, we'll jump right into the next part of this lecture, which is data storytelling. Let me share my other slide. This other class will have more of interaction. I'll be asking lots of questions, unlike this one we just completed. So for data storytelling, we want to talk about some important things to look out for when you are creating visualizations. Some important factors to look out for, and how to make your visualization look good. So again, how to tell story with your data set, because it's important that you as an analyst, you know how to present your data in such a way that it tells story. You can tell story out of your data set. If you can see my screen now, give me a reaction, please. I just shared my data storytelling slide. Okay, thank you for the reaction, John. All right, perfect. So here we have defined data storytelling as the practice of using data, visualizations, and narrative techniques to communicate insights, findings, and trends in a way that resonates with an audience and helps them understand the significance of data. As a data scientist or a data analyst, if you have great skill in collecting data sets, performing awesome analysis, and getting amazing insights, but you don't know how to present those in a visually appealing manner that would make sense to the audience or to the end users, then all those great back-end skills you got, they would be of no so much importance or use in practice. Because whatever you're doing for your business, the end goal is that the business is able to make informed decisions to progress that business. And the only way to make informed decisions from my analysis is when I, as a business owner, understands the whatever analysis you, as a data analyst, have actually presented. So in this short course, this plus what you have studied on the line, on the classroom, it will help you to put everything you've learned in this course into perspective in being able to communicate your results in a way that resonates with the audience or the stakeholder. That's what we're talking about here. Next, I would like to quickly talk about these three important ways of communicating your results as a data analyst. There are there are different other methods or means of communication, right? But I just want to focus on these three: infographics, report, and dashboard. Infographics, report, and dashboard. Now, for infographics, this is a way of combining visuals, text, or icons to represent complex data in visually appealing and easily digestible format. They are great for summarizing key points and insights. When we go to places like hospitals, there are lots of infographics there where they use pictures to communicate. So more of pictorial representation of things that people can easily understand. And the reason why they have a lot of infographics in hospitals like that as a place is because it is not everyone who visits the hospital is learned or can read and write. So most times the images they see already tells them that, oh, this is what they mean. Especially if you look at in the hospital, if you look at when they're explaining diarrhea, where someone is kind of vomiting and stooling at the same time. You see different funny images where they put signs and all. So all those kind of images and signs, and that is infographics. In data analytics, you know, there are also times where you might be required to perform analysis and present your findings in form of an infographic. If that makes sense to you, can you give me a reaction, please? Does that make sense, guys? Good. Then we also have reports. Now, I am not talking about reports from Power BI perspective. I know that when you're creating visuals, putting them together in Power BI, well, it is still on the desktop, that is called a report, right? But now I'm talking about the means of communicating your findings. I'm not talking about creating visualizations in Power BI. So there is a means of communicating findings, which is referred to as a report. Now, report is a combination of data analysis with the sole purpose of providing in-depth data analysis, allowing users to explore various aspects of data and uncover meaningful insights. For those of us, I think everybody on this call has maybe is currently studying or has gone through one form of higher education or the other. That particular thing, that exercise that requires you to do a particular research and put your research together in a document is called reports. But at different level, they call it different things. At first degree, we call it project. Your project writing is nothing but a report. At master's level, you call it thesis. At PhD level, you call it dissertation, and so on and so forth. I mean, there's dissertation before thesis or whatever. So all those writings, academics writings that is being put together in a document format, those are reports. And we do that in data analytics. When, for those of you who had followed our instructions squarely, at the end of each of your projects, you are required to write a report and present it. But it's just a few of us that have done that. You're supposed to write a report and publish it on your GitHub repository. So a report is a detailed analysis, in-depth analysis of what has happened. So you have text, you have images, you have description. So when you create the chart, you put the chart in your document, you write detailed explanation of what that chart is saying. You go to the next one, you explain it, give interpretation. That is what a report is all about. So a report is usually voluminous. It contains a lot of instruction, it goes in depth. But on the other hand, a dashboard is also data visualization with the sole purpose aimed to providing top-level data summary, top level. Dashboards are ideal for users who need to quickly make decisions based on data and monitor key performance indicators. This is what dashboard is all about. So for dashboard, you want to make quick decisions. You want to see things happening real time, you know, monitor real time kind of analytics. So that is what dashboard is all about. So Report is in-depth, dashboard is top-level summary. Now with this, we're going to focus more on the two, report and dashboard. Over the next few slides, I will call you one by one, ask you a question about deciding if the scenario I'm going to paint is going to be a report that will suit or dashboard with a very strong reason. Okay, that is the next thing we did. I have put together some scenarios. I will read out the scenario to you. I'll call your name and ask you, how do I best communicate the results for that scenario? Should it be a report or dashboard? We're not going to include infographics because infographics is so trivial. I mean, it's so obvious what that should be. Are we ready? If you're ready, give me thumbs up. If you're ready, give me thumbs up. So I will not call your name until I'm done reading the scenario. Once I'm done, I'll call your name and then I'll ask you. And for anyone who answers correctly, we get 5 points from me. The first scenario is this. So you're going to decide, is it report or dashboard? Is it this or that? The first scenario. Listen carefully. As I'm reading the scenario, be thinking about the answer. Should it be a dashboard or a report? The sales team in the organization you work with wants to analyze monthly sales data to show details about sales trends, product performance, regional distribution, and customer segments, so they can identify top selling products, target growth areas, and make informed decisions on sales strategies. As a data analyst, what do you think would be the best way to communicate whatever analysis that is meant to be done here to that business? Should it be, or to that organization, should it be a report format or a dashboard format, given what I have just explained? Because they say ladies first, and because we've not heard from Dr. Priscilla since she joined, we'd love to hear her voice. She's still on this call. Hey, she's not on this call though. Okay, so since she's not on the call, let's go to Obiageli. Obiageli, so what do you think is the answer to this question? What will you use to present your finding, report or dashboard, and why?
Dashboard. I would say dashboard.
Why?
Because from the something you said about dashboards, they help to make quick decisions, and we need the sales team needs to make a decision about, like, to see their sales growth and stuff like that. So I would say dashboard.
If you are for Obiageli, give me thumbs up. If you are against her, give me thumbs down. Aki is for her, Eganja is for her, John is for her. I'm expecting more thumbs up. Tony, are you giving thumbs up or thumbs down? Mr. Casey, are you giving thumbs up or thumbs down? Okay, Kelechi is giving thumbs down. Tony, what do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Okay, let me ask Kelechi, why do you think she's wrong?
Okay, so sir, in my own thinking, I would say that yes, the sales team, they are supposed to prepare, like from what you read, is the sales team, but I don't think they are the ones to take the decision per se. So yes, I'm expecting them to prepare a report. Then the maybe the administrators or the managers will now go through it, maybe during their normal meetings, and then alongside with the sales team, then they will now strategize. It's not like, for me, I don't know whether I'm right, but I think I'm in order. In terms of the dashboard, in fact, I think it has to be something that is quite close to real time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something that is you're taking decisions while the event is even there's no much time difference as you're
Mhm.
monitoring, you're taking decisions. So
Okay.
that one will give you like quick or present the key, most important key performance indicators. Yes.
All right. Beautiful. While you were speaking, I saw John's hand. He was giving thumbs down. John, do you have something to say?
No, sir. I'm only challenging him. No, I'm only going against what Mr. Kelechiku is saying.
Okay, let me hear your thoughts.
I believe if I would judge based on the question given, if that they were saying if that the sales team wants to analyze, they didn't tell us if they are giving to anybody, to
Okay.
stakeholders or a company. So
Mhm.
they say even so here, I'm going to choose the dashboard because from the dashboard, that's where they are going to make the analysis from. That's where they are seeing the output of the work and analysis that they are putting into. It's not as if their head is computers that they will just know this is what we are getting, this is the target growth, or this is the product that is highly rated. So them too, they are working with the data they are giving, and they are making decisions from that data to see the visual, and they are displaying it in a dashboard to see with their own eyes and make it visible to other stakeholders. So that's where the report comes in later. So I'm judging from the question now, sir.
Okay. Okay, good. So let me. Okay, I can want to say something. Go ahead, Akin.
Yes, sir. I would like to buttress what John already said now, because
Okay.
I think dashboard will be the best fit for this question, because we are talking about trends here. So for us to know these monthly trends, we need charts to show these trends. For us to know the top selling products, we need a bar chart as well. Like we need a line chart to show the trend. We need a bar chart to show the top selling products. And also, that is the reason why we need dashboard in this case. That's all, sir.
Okay. Beautiful. I love the argument and the reasoning behind everything you guys are saying. But let's go back to the definition of these two things. Let's read this. Listen to this reading. Report. Combination of data visualization with the sole purpose of providing in-depth data analysis, allowing users to explore various aspects of the data and uncover meaningful insights. That is report. Dashboard. Communication of data, combination of data visualizations with the sole aim of providing top-level summary. Dashboards are ideal for users who need to quickly make decisions based on the data and monitor KPIs, key performance indicators. With this revisiting of the definitions, back to the question. Hacking, Obegeli, John, are you guys still sticking with dashboard? If yes, thumbs up. If no, thumbs down.
So you know ask me.
Oh, Eganjaya, sorry. Oh, sorry. Eganjaya, what do you think?
I'm also going with dashboard, and that's
Dashboard.
because dashboard helps with high level visuals, like
Okay.
what Akin said. With the use of chart, graph, it makes patterns like clear, and also it gives quick understanding. The sales team can like instantly see the trends from the dashboard,
Okay.
and that can help them make decisions basically.
Okay, beautiful. Mr. Casey, do you want to change your mind now to dashboard and not report, or you want to still remain with the report concept?
So before I for now no, but if you are to repeat the question itself, then maybe I might now take another look because I've heard you talking about the definition of report and dashboard.
Okay, let me
Maybe
read the question again.
yes.
It says the sales team in the organization you work with wants to analyze monthly monthly sales data to show details about sales trends, product performance, regional distribution, and customer segments so that they can identify top selling products, target growth areas, and make informed decisions on sales strategies. So, Mr. Casey, do you still want to stick with the report or dashboard?
So let me stick with the report.
Right.
So I'm
So
judging
that
for the
if I
question.
fail, I will learn. But I stick with. Let me stay where I am.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Now go ahead from Tony. Tony, what do you think? Tony, can you drop your answer in the chat? Are you going for reports or dashboard? Let me just say from Tony before I give my own point of view to this conversation. Tony, are you still on this call? Just write reports or dashboard in the chat. Let me see your thoughts. Okay, I'm not sure the Tony is still on this call, but let's continue. If you leave me, I will say the answer is let's go to break. When we come back, let me do Frank and your side. So let's go for break. When we come back, we are going to say the answer. Okay, sorry, I couldn't talk. No, it's fine. I just wanted you to drop the answer in the chat box. If you go for reports or dashboard. So, ladies and gentlemen on the call, I would like to inform you that unfortunately, the only person who chose reports happened to have missed the wrong answer. So the correct answer is reports. I'm saying rubbish. Sakisi, congratulations to you. I commend you strongly for not.
But sir, the question said identify. That they are identifying, not reporting. No, sir, like, I'm judging from the psychology of the question. Like the question itself said, like they haven't made informed decisions yet to make.
Yes, now. So
it's the experience.
I will explain it now. Don't worry. The answer is reports. Let me read it again so you can listen to it here. So the sales team in the organization you work with wants to analyze monthly sales data to show details about sales trend, product performance, regional distribution, and customer segments so that they can identify top selling products, target growth areas, and make informed decisions on it. Now, let me tell you what you guys are not seeing, what you're not seeing in the definition. So the reason why almost everybody is going for dashboard is because yes, in your head you're thinking, okay, before they can see sales trend, there has to be a trend, right? Right? A line chart. True, of course, like what Akin said. There has to be a line chart showing us the trend. Then product performance, there has to be like a column chart showing us different products and their performance. The regional distribution, there has to be a chart showing us all of these things. Good. But don't forget that we said that a report is also a combination of data analysis. And there was something that Kelechipi said in the first time he was arguing his point. He said they are not seeing like real time. So anything dashboard has to be like more of real time happening. It's happening live. But here, what the sales team will do before they even make decision, you have to create. There's something I didn't say at the beginning, but I'll say it now. For any report you create, it is being created from a dashboard. So which means that you would have prepared a dashboard that is collection of charts, then take those charts and put them into a detailed writing. Because to give like what Kelechipi said, to give the decision makers, you have to have documented it with your findings. That is what will happen here. The sales team in the organization you work with wants to analyze monthly trends data to show details about sales trends. So they would have done sales trend charts, but they would write all their findings about the sales chart. Product performance, they will do detailed writing about product performance. Regional distribution, they will do customer, so they can identify top selling products, target growth order, and make informed decisions on sales strategies. So this kind of thing is that a report should have been written, handed over to stakeholders. Stakeholders will go and study this report, then they will come back and brainstorm about their various perspectives from the reports that was given. So it's not going to stop at a dashboard. Dashboard is more of real time. You just want to make quick decisions. Those were the key points Kelechi could give while explaining his points, and that's actually correct, even from the definition we gave. Please, have I been able to convince everybody that the correct answer should be report? Please take note. Thank you very much, Kelechi, and well done to you. Next question. Everybody.
So have you recorded my 5 points?
Yes. I've recorded the 5 points. So next question. Listen to it very well before I ask. Before I call on you. The CEO of the organization you work with wants to monitor the company's overall performance. She wants to be able to quickly assess the business health by examining key metrics such as revenue, profit margins, and customer satisfaction scores to make strategic decisions based on real-time insights. Okay, this time around, the question goes to Akin. Would you consider your way of computing this as report or dashboard?
Okay, sir. I will choose dashboard again, sir.
Why?
Now, because in this context, we are talking about real-time insights, one. Then, by quickly assessing, that is also real-time. When you're looking at a dashboard, when you're presenting a dashboard, that shows you are doing it in a real time, and they will quickly make a decision from this dashboard. So I will prefer dashboard, sir. Thank you.
So if you are for Akin, give me thumbs up. If you are against him, give me thumbs down. Okay, thumbs up for Casey, thumbs up for Eganjaya, thumbs up for Biagedi, thumbs up. Okay, so everybody's in support. All right, okay, so you're all correct. Congratulations to you all. Well done, Akin. That's correct. So he actually highlighted those points that actually points to presenting it as dashboard. Accessing quick KPI, key metrics, of course, is dashboard. Those are the metrics to create, revenue, profit margins, and all. And in real time, the underlying word there is real time. That is actually dashboard. You cannot be seeing real time on a report. Again, like I said, report is usually document based, where detailed analysis is done. So real time cannot be happening in a report, but real time will obviously be happening on dashboards. Again, like I said earlier, reports are usually created from dashboards. Most times, dashboard that they prepare, like all the assignments you guys did, you have already created a dashboard. You now ask you to prepare a report. So in your report, you will take screenshot of each chart you have on your dashboard and give a detailed explanation of that chart. So you are very correct, Aki. Next, the marketing team wants to track the performance of ongoing marketing campaigns. They want to be able to know firsthand how their efforts translates to campaign reach, engagement rates, lead conversions, and social media boosts, so that they can identify which campaigns are driving the most impact and adjust strategies accordingly. Eganjaya, is this supposed to be a report or dashboard? If you were to be a data analyst to present this.
I'll go with dashboard actually.
Why?
That's because they want to track ongoing campaigns, so it's happening in real time, and they also need to compare like performance metrics. And so a dashboard is best because it shows like real-time campaign performance. It makes it easy to compare like multiple campaigns at once, and it uses visuals for quick insights. So that helps in fast like decision making.
Okay. So if you support her answer, give me thumbs up. Otherwise, give me thumbs down. Okay. John and Akin, they are giving me thumbs down. Casey, where do you belong to? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Is there neutral?
No neutral in this case. You have to go for one. You have to give thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay, let me start with John. John, why do you think she's not correct to say this will be presented on the dashboard?
They said wants to track performance is not really meaning like real time for marketing campaigns, just part of the general analysis that is meant to be made. And if you check from the ending of the question, it said adjust strategy accordingly. This is a report. It means they are well aware and they know everything that is going on from the details that was given to them by the report. So I think I'll stick with report this time, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Akin, I see you're giving John thumbs up. So do you have more things to add to this?
Not really, sir. Not really. Not really, because this is a marketing campaign, like you already said. So because in a marketing campaign, we have various stages, various steps. So starting from the lead generation to the conversion rate. So that means they want to track this thing from the beginning to the end. So it's not something that will be happening in real time. This is a gradual process. So after then, they cannot make an informed decision. So I will stick with reports.
Okay. So Casey, do you want to go for one now?
Hello, sir.
I can hear you.
Yeah, well, I'm in support of the report group.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. Well, since it's not something, they are not in a hurry, let me say, in a hurry to take the decision. It's something they have to monitor over time before they take their decision. So it's an ongoing. Well, it's a very dicey situation, but let me just go with the reports.
Okay, so let me read the question again. It says the marketing team wants to track the performance of ongoing marketing campaigns. That means the campaigns, it's not just one, there are multiple campaigns. They want to be able to know firsthand how their efforts translates to campaign reach, engagement rates, and lead conversions, and social media boosts, so that they can identify which campaigns are driving the most impact and adjust strategies accordingly. Think about it. Ongoing marketing campaigns. Should I paint the picture clearer so that we can understand what this means? Let's use DataFight as an example. So DataFight had put out, say, 3 different campaigns. One to YouTube, campaign in form of promotion. We put some money to run advert on YouTube. Another one on Facebook. Another one on LinkedIn. And then we are monitoring these campaigns. So we want to know the effort of these 3 different campaigns. We want to know which one is having more campaign reach. Is it on YouTube or on LinkedIn or on Facebook? Now, for these 3 campaigns, which one is having higher engagement rates? Which one are people engaging, writing comments, reposting, and the rest? We also want to know from these 3 campaigns, are people converting to join the DataFight Academy? As people ask, oh, please, how much is the program? We would like to enroll, and they paid. And then we want to know which of these 3 campaigns on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook is actually causing boosts, social media boosts. That is, people are really talking about it, people are reposting it, and all of those things. So that we will identify which campaigns are driving the most impact. And then we can adjust strategies. Means that, okay, instead of pushing equal amount of money to 3 different campaigns, we will now say, oh, let's push more on Facebook because this one seems to be driving more impact. So what I've just explained now, as a data analyst, will you do that in form of a report or in form of a dashboard? Eganjaya, do you want to remain with your answer? I want to change your mind.
So let me join a ganja.
Akin, you want to change your mind?
Sir, please, I'll stay where I am.
You want to change your mind? I want to join a ganja, Akin.
I am not changing my mind, sir. We died here.
Okay.
She's lonely. Let me join her. We're together on this. Let's see the outcome.
Okay. Bageli, what do you think? Bageli, I don't think she can hear us. Yes. Kiss, you want to say something?
Well, in fact, sir, this question is somehow controversial, but because I've looked at the keywords here, ongoing, not that it has taken place before now, is something happening ongoing. I feel is something real time. Okay, then if I'm to interpret that ongoing marketing campaign, if I'm to interpret it, I would say it's something happening at the moment or that has been happening years. So on that note, I would say it's tilting towards the dashboard.
Okay.
But at the same time, looking at it from another angle, like they have some key performance indicators they want to really, look into before they take their decisions.
Yeah.
Yes. Then it will tilt towards the report. So both if it's ongoing and it has some maybe events must have taken place, they are looking at the events. It's not maybe the ones that maybe let's say happened last week.
Yeah.
Not happening as I speak.
Yeah.
So I will say reports. But if it's something maybe happening, maybe as I'm talking to you, it's happening and they're watching it, then I will say dashboard. That's why I asked whether neutral is.
You see this Mr. Kelechi, he's supposed to be a great data analyst, but he likes to make too much money. He has missed all your classes. He's correct. So he's the only one that's correct here. Please, can you give me a round of applause? Please, that is absolutely correct. It is reports and dashboard. So if you say dashboard, they're correct. If you say reports, they're correct. Kelechi has given us the perfect analysis because it is ongoing. Now, in fact, this is happening currently in DataFight. We are running campaigns on TikTok and on LinkedIn. There are two people that are managing these two different campaigns. TJ is our social media person. She's the one managing TikTok. Tosin, the boy, is the one managing LinkedIn. Now, they are observing these things and they are documenting their findings. And after a while, they will put those things they documented and then present it in a report form. So they have dashboard that is helping them track these metrics, which they are putting together in documents over time. And then they will report it at the end of the day. So it is absolutely correct. Casey, well done to you. Very correct. I gave you plus 10 points for that analysis you gave to me. Plus 10. Well done. Well done to you. Again, you have your 5 points. So plus 10 for you to break it down to that level. I am super, super excited. I'm proud of you. But try and complete your training because you have not completed the training. So let's continue. So the next one, a hospital management is interested in examining patient outcomes in the hospital. They want to be able to see at intervals their patient demographics, medical procedures, readmission rates, and mortality statistics so that they can study treatment effectiveness and identify areas for improving patient care. Now, this question goes to who haven't I called? I think I've called John. Have I called you? I've not called.
No, sir.
Okay, I've not called John.
Yes, sir.
Okay, John. If you were to be the data analyst to handle this case, which would be the best way of communicating your findings, reports or dashboard?
Sir, reports.
Why?
Yeah, because they say the hospital management is interested in when inpatient outcomes. So this is a point whereby they are gathering different data to know
Mhm.
what's going on in their hospital. And second, they say they want to be able to see intervals that they
Mhm.
are in their patient demographics. So this is all part of the larger analysis. And finally, they say improving patient care so that they can study also so that they can study treatment effectively and identify areas for improving patient care. So I think
Yeah.
this is a report. They have made confirmed decisions and they are ready to take it to the next level. So I'll go with reports on this. Sir.
Okay. So if you are for John, give me thumbs up. If you're against him, give me thumbs down. I can see thumbs up everywhere. Casey, Begeli, Aki. Okay, well, this is clear actually, because this is not something that's happening every time. It has to happen over time at intervals. They're collecting data, analyzing it, documenting it, and then, yeah, you're very correct. You're very correct. So the 5 points goes to John. All right. I think this is the last one, if I'm not mistaken. The finance team in the organization you work with wants to analyze the company's budget and expenses. They are interested in seeing detailed breakdowns of expenses by department, cost centers, and projects so they can monitor spending patterns, allocate resources, and ensure budget compliance. Mr. Casey, if you were to be the data analyst that was handling this, what is the best means to communicate your findings, reports, or dashboard? Your mic is muted if you're speaking, Mr. Casey. Now that it's time for him to answer his question, he has gone off. Maybe did you be this? Or am I the one that is off now from this call?
No, sir, we can hear you loud and clear.
Mr. Casey, this is your own question. I wanted to give you minus 20.
Hello, sir. Sorry for the distraction. Please come again. I was trying to handle something. Okay, sir. I can hear you now.
See what I'm talking about now? The man is busy making money. He's like electrical. Yeah, in the class, I'm busy making money. Okay, let me say it again. So I'm asking if you're to be
Yes,
the
sir.
analyst to handle this situation. The finance team in the organization you work with wants to analyze the company's budget and expenses. They are interested in seeing the detailed breakdowns of expenses by departments, cost centers, and projects so they can monitor spending patterns, allocate resources, and ensure budget compliance. Which of the means of communicating your findings would you prefer? Reports or dashboard? Or would you use rather?
Okay, sir. Sorry. The very first statement, he said the finance team, right? Or the company management. Sorry.
The finance team in the
Okay,
organization you work with
okay.
wants to analyze the company's budget and expenses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, from what you said, this one is somehow dicey too, but I will uh I will go for report since
Why?
they are going to take information based on what must have happened before now. Is like a comprehensive study. Let me
Mhm,
put it that way.
mhm,
If I got the question correctly anyway.
mhm.
Yes. So I think yes, but if it's something that is happening at the moment, that they want to from now on go moving forward, they
Yeah.
want to monitor whatever that is happening, then that means the dashboard comes into play. Because I didn't really get the question all, but I think the very first part tilts towards report.
Okay. If you are for KC or against him, give me your reactions accordingly. John is against him. Akin, Begele, Ganjaya, Tony. Okay. Bangela is for him. Ganjaya. Okay. So John, you're the only one that is against Mr. Casey. Why?
Sir, from the questions that they are monitoring, they say the finance team of the organization wants to analyze the company's budget and expenses. They are interested in seeing, like, as I believe it's just for them, the detailed breakdown of the expenses by
Mhm.
department, cost centers and projects so that they can monitor. So from here, I just think like most of the analysis, they are not ready to show anybody. Like they want to monitor and also allocate resources and ensure budget compliance. So I think that they are monitoring, except if there's anything that I'm missing, sir.
Okay. Obangeli, why do you support Mr. Kesa?
I would say if you ask me in layman's term, dashboard usually comes before report. So they already have something that they are working on. They just need like, let's say, a summary just to show to the finance team. So I would say a report.
A report. Okay. The finance team in the organization you work with wants to analyze companies' budget and analysis. They are interested in seeing detailed breakdowns of expenses by departments, cost centers, and projects so they can monitor spending patterns, allocate resources, and ensure budget compliance. For you to be able to do these three things they want to do, or these few things they want to do, you can't make such decision on just a dashboard. You need some detailed analysis to make such decision about spending patterns, allocating resources, and ensuring budget compliance. So the answer is actually reports. It's actually reports. Yeah, the case is correct. Actually reports. You have to do.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. Well done, and well done. I hope this is the last one. Oh, there is one more. I guess it should be the last one. This one will go to Tony. I don't know if you're still on this call. I've not been getting your responses on the chat. If you're on the call, you can hear us. Please, can you give me a reaction, Tony? Oh, good. So this question is for you. The IT team in the organization you work with wants to monitor the health of the organization's IT systems. They want to be on top of their monitoring game by gaining insights into server uptime, network latency, security alerts, and application performance in real time, so they can proactively address potential issues and maintain a reliable IT environment. So how best do you think they should communicate their findings, reports, or dashboard to you? Drop your answer in the chat box. Reports or dashboard? Dashboard. Okay. So she said dashboard. She can't speak at the moment. If you are for her, thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay, she said it can be both. Okay, everybody supports her. So, Tony, it's your dashboard is the correct answer, because look at it. The IT team in the organization you work with want to monitor the health of organizations, especially IT team monitoring IT systems. They don't necessarily need to prepare reports to track this. They want to be on top of their game. So monitoring means that they are observing the way the server uptime is going. If there is a network latency, they want to know if there's any security alert. All this thing has to happen on the dashboard, actually, dashboard. And if there's application performing well in real time, if you can see the word real time, so they can proactively address potential issues. So well done to you. You got your 5 points. So well done to everybody. I hope this is the last one. Yes, that's the last one. So well done to everybody. You all did well. I believe with all we have said about this session, you now understand the difference between report and dashboard. You know when to use the dashboard and when to use the report to communicate your findings. Most times, like I said, you need to create charts. Again, creating charts doesn't necessarily mean that you've created a dashboard. You can just create charts, just create a chart, take it and put it in a report and write detailed findings. So yeah, well done to everybody. So let's talk quickly about the elements of good data storytelling before we wrap up. So what makes your storytelling good? Number one, data visualization. Now, the ability to choose the right charts is very, very important in your data storytelling phase. You do not represent a data set that should be presented on a line chart. You don't put it on column charts. You don't represent data set that should be on a pie chart or on a column chart, on a pie chart. The video we added on the classroom had already plugged these points so very much. We have spoken about it even during the training. We have given you feedback when you did your presentations on the chart you used to represent some data sets. So please ensure you choose the right charts that will help your data storytelling. Learn to add some aha moments in your story. For example, if you have a chart that has different bars and there is a category that is the longest, you can put something, make that a different color to drag people's attention, your viewers' attention. You can use different charts or different indicators or signs to, this is what, something like, so someone sees in your visualization, okay, this is what it is. Try to do that with different color coding or using different icons. Then, narratives. When communicating your results, now especially in a presentation format, you need to improve or enhance your narrative skills in communicating your results. Don't, especially for those of you who are yet to present your final capstone project. I don't think there's any such person on this call. If there's anyone, when presenting your final capstone project, you have to put narratives. Don't just say this chart is showing this number, that chart is showing that this. No. You have to put some story behind your communication and add some narrative so that you carry your audience along when speaking. Then you have to know your audience. That's the reason why most times when you're about to present, we tell you this is the kind of audience you should assume or you should imagine you're speaking to. Who are the end users of the dashboard you're creating or the analysis you're performing? Is it an employer? Is it a team or an entire company? How will they interact with the dashboard? These are some fundamental questions you should ask yourself before building any dashboard or running any analysis. Now, gather information. Before you start building a dashboard, what questions need to be answered by the dashboard? You need to have that with you. What decision do they need to make with the dashboard? What actions will be taken based on the information on the dashboard? These are some critical questions you must answer yourself. Remember, we've spoken about questions generation using to answer a specific objective. So this must be put in perspective when creating a dashboard or when running an analysis. These things I'm saying, this information I'm sharing with us does not only tie to building dashboards. It goes beyond just building dashboards, all right? So please, let's take note of that. It's very important. Then, excuse me, dashboard design. So what are the things you have to look out for? Templates. Look up for dashboard templates. You can choose a color scheme or use customized theme. When you want to create a dashboard, don't just go create a dashboard blindly. No, you have to be someone that is that has this kind of eye for good design. So if you don't have an eye for good design, first take your time to scroll through the internet. Look for several types of designs of dashboard people have built in time past. Thank God for AI. With any AI tool, you can describe the type of data set you're working with the objectives you have in mind, with your questions that you hope to answer, and ask the AI tool